Lads, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're looking down the barrel of 3 wins in a row. Can we do it here in Canada? It looks like we might have a rain-affected race, but we're going to have to wait and see. Without further ado, let's get into qualifying. Alright, so coming up to the line, it's going to be very close for pole position here, and we've just missed out. The 2 Mercedes doing the exact same time, so heading into the race, it is going to be unbelievably close. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are in the garage of the Canadian Grand Prix. The strategy today is a 2-stop going option prime. Looks like we might have a chance of rain to occur maybe at the end of the race possibly, so we'll need to watch out for that. In terms of the setup though, we're going for minimum downforce really just to get that straight line speed, but still I think we lacked a little bit in that 3rd sector, so it's going to be very interesting. Hopefully we can get off to a good start here. Wish me luck. So here we are in Canada, one of my favourite races of the entire season, and we've got a real good chance here of taking another win here in this championship. Hopefully we can convert it into another one, and away we go. Looks like we've actually got a better start than everyone at the start here, going around the outside of Alonso now and up the inside of Hamilton, who gets a pretty terrible start. Rosberg going fairly slowly in clear air as well. I'm not too sure what's going on with him, but definitely a case for the AI getting off to fairly slow starts as they go through the first few corners, but Rosberg here looks like he's got about a 7 or 8/10 lead here, and we'll try and cut that down as soon as we can. It looks like the AI always go a little bit slower on the first lap, so we'll try and capitalize on that, use the fast revs, absolutely use up all the track that we can just to try and catch him. But that corner there is very testing on the rear traction, even though we're going purple. Just watch on the exit of this corner here, we seem to lose a lot of time, even more there, so that we lost the back end there. So very frustrating, that corner, and also coming off the hairpin on the back straight. It's also 2 spots that we really can't stay with the AI, but I'll do my best to try and use the DRS and slipstream to get past Rosberg if I can, going millimeter perfect up against that wall there, using up all the exit space. And now Rosberg is harvesting his DRS. We're going around the outside into turn 1, and we have the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix into 1st place, and we'll try and maintain this with the rest of the race, hopefully, if we can. We just need to make sure, as Vettel goes fastest there on a 15.7, that we can keep these guys behind us and try and break that 1-second DRS window. They're coming into the final chicane. Rosberg has taken me around the outside. That is absolutely fantastic from an AI car. That is insane bravery. And now he's absolutely bolted off into the distance. Lap 10, we can see Lewis Hamilton is now onto the back of us, and I believe we'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. And I was thinking maybe I should go for the extra lap, but I saw that Rosberg was staying out, but Hamilton was coming in, so I sort of reacted to what Hamilton was doing, and I also took the undercut on Rosberg to maybe eke into his lead a little bit. So we'll see as we have a very slow pit stop here, 4.9 seconds. We actually got held there by Nico Hülkenberg, and that allowed Hamilton to jump us in the pits. So very frustrating there. We've lost a spot, and we've actually switched up the strategy here. I've gone for the soft tyres, where some of the front runners have gone for super soft. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. I was actually banking on getting track position and keeping Hamilton behind, but now the game has changed because Hamilton has track position and the faster tyres. It might be hard to chase him down and stay with him now because we lost that spot in the pit stop. But we're going up the inside now into this mini hairpin, and we get the move done only just, but then Hamilton gets superior traction on the exit of that corner, and now he's going to sail off into the distance maybe, unless that slower car can hold him up. We'll have to wait and see as we come through the middle sector chicane. And we've got a lot of oversteer there. That's completely ruined our run there, and I think after that Hamilton actually got away. It was Magnussen he got around, and now, yeah, it looks like Hamilton might stretch away now on his super soft tyres. I think from there on he burned his fuel and pretty much got away. We could see our teammate and Ricciardo coming in for their stops on lap 12. And now we're cutting to the end of lap 12. We can see Fernando Alonso fresh out of the pits on his super soft tyres, and he'll be very fast for this phase of the race. He actually does the exact same move that Rosberg did into the final chicane. That is just fantastic from the AI to see that. But lap 19, we're holding up Ricciardo now as we lose the back end coming out of the hairpin, and that's going to kill us massively going down this straight. Ricciardo has already passed us, and he's going to have the DRS as well, but we're trying to get into a bit of a side toe here to stay with him. It looks like it's actually working there, so fairly decent physics there from Codemasters. I actually wasn't expecting that to work, but either way, trying to go side by side there through the final chicane, and Ricciardo sort of backed out of it there. So finally now cutting to lap 23, just no traction off that corner, and Vettel just slips right past us with his traction control. It's absolutely ridiculous, but we counter him and go back up the inside into the middle sector chicane. And Vettel tried to hold around the outside. He just took the corner too fast and really just went off the track and conceded the position. So fairly weird there from Vettel. But now we're coming in on lap 24. It's a one lap earlier than what I was expecting it to be. I'm actually going for the undercut because the two Red Bulls will be coming in on this lap, or on the next lap, and then the lap after. So I'm trying to sort of maintain this track position for now. And now we've got the super soft tyres on. I'm going to try and close down Alonso, maybe even the Mercedes. That's a bit of a long shot as they're about 20 seconds up the road. It's going to be pretty much impossible to do that, but I'm going to try and catch my teammate Alonso and then maybe get on the podium if we can. I'm hoping that the soft tyres of the primes are just as bad for the AI as what they were for me. I really didn't suit the prime tyres for whatever reason, but lap 25, the very next lap, we can see the two Red Bulls and Magnussen are now coming in, and oh no, not Magnussen. He's the next car ahead, so he's coming in at the end of this lap rather, so that's my mistake there. So we're trying to push as much as we can. We can see the gap to Alonso is 13 seconds, so very hard to close that down in only about 8 or 9 laps. As we can see Rosberg going fastest there on a 15.2. The rain has finally come down here on lap 33, and I've made the executive decision to come in for the intermediate tyres. I was thinking about staying out, but I thought, no, I'm already losing maybe about a second to my previous laps. The track condition really started to deteriorate, and it was only going to get worse in the last 2 laps, so I thought, you know, may as well take the risk and come in for intermediate tyres. And the way that the AI works here is if it starts to rain, or if it's raining and then it goes dry, the AI don't like to come in for a new compound of tyres in the last 3 laps. So we might be in a case here where we overtake everyone coming up to the finish line. We can see Vettel going around the track there, and he's going very slowly there, and we managed to jump him once again. So now we got to go on the charge, push as much as we can, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. It seemed like the AI had decent amount of traction, and they were able to sort of maintain a relatively decent lap time. Even though they were on slick tyres on a fairly wet track, they were only about 8 or 9 seconds a lap slower than me on inters. So that was a bit ridiculous. We almost overtook Daniel Ricciardo as he was just about 100 metres up the road. But we come home in 5th, a fairly decent result, 10 points for the championship tally. Alonso came home in 3rd as well to score some more decent points for us in the Constructors. So there we go. That's been the Canadian Grand Prix. We can see the two Mercedes dominating this race. 20 seconds clear of the nearest car, who was Alonso. Ricciardo just held on to 4th place in the end. I was really hoping, you know, if the race was like 1 lap longer, we could have got a podium for sure, because Alonso was only a couple seconds up the road from Ricciardo as well. But either way, fairly decent race in the end. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. The driver's standings is very close at this stage. Only 4 points in it between myself and Hamilton. Alonso, 36 points behind. He could buy into it if he has a good run of form like we did in the last couple of races. So heading into the next couple of races, we've got Austria, Silverstone, some of those tracks. And I think they'll be really good for us. I think I'm really decent at some of those tracks. But Constructors, we're actually still leading over Mercedes, so that's very interesting to note. We'll try and maintain this for as long as we can in this championship. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But that's been this video for today. Until my next one, guys, I'll see you next time.